For years, the story of Stephen Curry sounded simple. Great shooter, undersized guard, nice kid. But on February 27, 2013, that story cracked open, and the NBA would never look the same again. Madison Square Garden has seen legends fall apart under its lights. That night, it watched a new one introduce himself. Stephen Curry did not arrive in the league as a revolutionary. Drafted 7th overall in 2009 by the Golden State Warriors, he was viewed as a specialist. Elite touch, quick release, but physically limited. His ankles were fragile, his frame was thin, and early in his career there was a quiet expectation that his ceiling had already been reached. Curry himself embraced that restraint. No trash talk, no theatrics. After big shots, he pointed to the sky, a personal gesture of faith and gratitude, often understood as a nod to his mother. His game spoke softly. His personality stayed in the background, until it didn't. By the time Golden State arrived in New York in late February of 2013, Curry was already establishing himself as a reliable point guard. But nothing about him suggested what was about to happen. The Warriors were not contenders. The Knicks were riding momentum. The stage belonged to New York. And yet, as the first half unfolded, something felt different. Curry wasn't just making shots. He was taking shots no one else would even consider. Off balance, off the dribble, from distances that defied logic. Each possession pushed the limits a little further. Each made three chipped away at the old idea of what a good shot looked like. By halftime, the Garden knew. This wasn't a hot night. This was a warning. Then came the moment. Curry caught the ball deep beyond the arc. No hesitation, no reset. He rose, released, and before the ball reached the rim, he turned away. No look, no confirmation, just certainty. The shot fell. The crowd erupted, not with hostility, but with awe. That single gesture marked a turning point, not just in the game. In Stephen Curry himself, Golden State would lose that night. The scoreboard would show a defeat. But Curry walked off the floor with 54 points, the most ever scored at Madison Square Garden by an opposing player at the time. More importantly, he walked off with something new. Permission. Permission to express dominance. Permission to enjoy it. Permission to let the world know. In the weeks that followed, the shift became impossible to ignore. 2 months later, with the 2012-13 regular season nearing its end, Golden State faced the Los Angeles Lakers in a crucial matchup for playoff positioning. The opponent was different. The stakes were higher. So was Curry. He exploded for 22 points in the first quarter alone. But the numbers were no longer the headline. It was the attitude, the confidence, the engagement with the crowd. Curry wasn't just reacting, he was asserting himself. Every made three felt intentional. Every celebration felt earned. Golden State lost again. Curry missed a potential game winner with 1.5 seconds left. But the Lakers didn't celebrate. They exhaled, relieved that the damage had stopped. Because by then, everyone understood the truth. Stephen Curry wasn't flirting with greatness. He was approaching it. Fast. The postseason confirmed it. In the first round against the Denver Nuggets, Golden State entered as underdogs. Young roster, limited experience, the type of team expected to fold once pressure arrived. Instead, Curry elevated. Midway through the series, with defenders collapsing and voices shouting behind him, he released a corner three, and before the shot landed, he turned his back on the play. He spoke directly to the Denver bench. The ball dropped. For the first time in his career, Curry wasn't just confident, he was confrontational. Golden State stunned Denver. The baby-faced assassin nickname stuck. The reward was a matchup with the San Antonio Spurs, one of the most disciplined, battle-tested dynasties in NBA history. On paper, it was a mismatch. In reality, it was an introduction. Curry attempted shots that defied coaching logic. Pull-up threes in transition. Step-backs moving backward. complaints to referees that turned into celebrations. The Spurs won the series 4-2, but they had been forced to adjust, and that mattered, because the league was paying attention. The 2012-13 season didn't end with a championship. It ended with a realization. Stephen Curry was no longer just a shooter. He was becoming a problem. And the most dangerous part was this: he was only getting started.
For all the noise Stephen Curry created in 2013, one question refused to go away. Was this sustainable or just spectacle? The league had seen hot shooters before. What it hadn't seen was a player bending defensive geometry every time he crossed half court. And yet, Golden State still felt incomplete. Talented, yes. Dangerous sometimes. But unfocused, undisciplined, inconsistent. If Curry was going to reach his ceiling, the environment around him had to change. That change arrived in the summer of 2014. Steve Kerr took over as head coach of the Golden State Warriors, carrying something few coaches possessed: perspective. 5 championships as a role player. Years under Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich. A deep understanding of spacing, ball movement, and ego management. But even Kerr didn't immediately understand what he had. Early in the 2014-15 season, Curry made a play that stopped him cold. A chaotic dribble through traffic, a fadeaway 3, a shot every coach is trained to discourage. Curry made it. Kerr later admitted that in that moment, every voice from his past screamed in his head, "Terrible shot." But then he realized the truth. This wasn't bad decision-making. This was a new category of shot. That realization changed everything. Instead of limiting Curry, Kerr redesigned the system around him. The offense became fluid, red-based, and relentlessly spaced. Draymond Green became a playmaking hub. Klay Thompson stretched defenses to the breaking point. Curry became the engine, not just the finisher. The result was immediate. Golden State finished the regular season with the best record in the NBA. Curry wasn't just efficient, he was inevitable. Defenses chased him 30 feet from the basket. Traps formed before he crossed half court. And still, the shots kept falling. By the end of the season, Stephen Curry was named MVP, but skepticism lingered. Could a jump shooting team survive the playoffs? Could a guard without elite size or physical dominance lead a champion? The postseason answered slowly and violently. Golden State's path was anything but smooth. Curry had to deliver under pressure repeatedly. In the first round, he hit shots that defied coverage. Against Memphis, he dismantled one of the league's most physical defenses with patience and precision. By the time the Warriors reached the finals, Curry was no longer an experiment. He was a fact. Still, after 3 games against Cleveland, Golden State trailed the series 2-1. The narrative flipped overnight. The Cavaliers adjusted. Matthew Dellavedova, a relentless defender, was labeled the Curry stopper. For a brief moment, doubt resurfaced. Curry took it personally. He attacked with purpose, pulled defenders into impossible decisions, forced mismatches, hit shots that erased momentum instantly. The Warriors adjusted their rotations, the spacing widened, and the series turned. Golden State won the championship. Stephen Curry lifted the trophy, but the questions didn't disappear. Critics pointed to injuries on Cleveland's side, to team balance, to system over star power. So Curry came back angrier. The 2015-16 season began with intent. From opening night, Golden State played like a team that had tasted doubt and rejected it completely. Curry elevated his range even further. Pull-ups from near half-court became routine. Defenses were stretched beyond recognition. Then came January 22, 2016. Against Indiana, Curry hit 2 buzzer-beating threes from beyond half-court in consecutive quarters. 8 threes total, 39 points. The performance wasn't just dominant, it was demoralizing. Later, Andre Iguodala revealed something telling. Curry had read negative comments on social media before the game. He remembered. Golden State became the most devastating third-quarter team in NBA history. Games ended early. Curry sat out fourth quarters because the damage was already done. In 26 games that season, the Warriors built such large third-quarter leads that Curry didn't need to finish them. And yet, his most iconic moment still waited. February 2016, Oklahoma City, overtime. Fresh off an ankle injury, Curry returned and delivered one of the most infamous shots the sport has ever seen. A pull-up from the logo. No hesitation, no fear. Game over, 46 points. The season rolled on like an avalanche. 51 against Washington, 53 against New Orleans. Defenses collapsed, opponents panicked. The Warriors finished the regular season with 73 wins, the most in NBA history. Stephen Curry was named MVP again, unanimously. But legacy is cruel. In the playoffs, Curry was injured. He returned. He exploded. 17 points in overtime against Portland, a statement performance that reminded everyone who controlled the chaos. Golden State reached the finals again, up 3-1. And then everything unraveled. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. A step-back three over Curry in Game 7 that froze time.
The Warriors lost. Overnight, the narrative shifted. 73 wins meant nothing. Unanimous MVP meant nothing. Style was blamed. Shot selection questioned. The system criticized. For the first time since 2013, Stephen Curry wasn't celebrated. He was challenged. And that pressure would reshape the next chapter of his career and the NBA itself. Stephen Curry didn't just change how basketball is played. He changed how basketball is understood. For decades, dominance followed a familiar shape. Bigger, stronger, faster. Control came from physical superiority, imposing will through force, athleticism, and intimidation. The greatest players bent the game by overpowering it. Then Curry arrived, and the rules quietly stopped making sense. His dominance didn't come from size or strength. It came from anticipation, from movement without the ball, from forcing defenses to make decisions before they were ready to think. Teams weren't reacting to what Curry was doing. They were reacting to what he might do. And that constant threat created hesitation. Hesitation created mistakes. And mistakes decided games. This is the part that's often misunderstood. Stephen Curry didn't dominate by scoring alone. He dominated by creating mental chaos. His presence warped spacing, timing, and defensive priorities. Entire game plans collapsed because one player could stretch the floor beyond what defenses were built to handle. That kind of dominance doesn't look loud, it looks subtle, and subtlety is easy to underestimate. Curry didn't intimidate, he smiled, he celebrated, he looked approachable. And because he didn't fit the traditional image of control, many refused to see it. For years, skepticism followed him everywhere. Too small, too fragile, too reliant on teammates, too different. Every criticism followed the same pattern: doubt, resistance, collapse. He couldn't carry a team. He did. He couldn't lead a dynasty. He did. He couldn't win without overwhelming help. He did. Each time, Curry didn't reinvent himself. He refined himself. That matters. Great players adjust to the game. All-time players force the game to adjust to them. Curry did the latter, not through demands or ego, but through inevitability. And inevitability is the purest form of dominance. No era defines this better than the 2022 championship. That season stripped away every remaining qualifier. No super team, no historical depth, no narrative protection. Just Curry as the center of gravity, solving defenses possession by possession. The Finals MVP trophy wasn't about validation, it was about closure. A delayed acknowledgement of something that had been true for years. Curry's influence was always there, even when it wasn't loud. What makes his legacy even more unique is how it aged. Curry didn't fight time, he worked with it. His game wasn't built on traits that disappear overnight. Shooting touch, balance, conditioning, processing speed. These things age differently than raw athleticism. That's why his career doesn't look like a sharp peak followed by decline. It looks like sustained relevance. As the league evolved, his importance became clearer. He isn't a bridge between eras, he's the hinge. Before Curry, the game leaned towards size and force. After Curry, it leaned towards space and skill. Every shooter stretching the floor today stands on ground he normalized. Every offense built on movement and spacing echoes his influence. That doesn't mean basketball lost its soul. It means it found a new one where creativity matters, where intelligence matters, where imagination is rewarded. Stephen Curry didn't tell the next generation how to play. He showed them what was possible, and possibility is dangerous to tradition. The loudest argument against him has always been the same, that he changed the game too much. But if one player can redefine a sport simply by mastering it, then the sport was never fragile, it was unprepared. Basketball survived Jordan. It survived Shaq. It survived LeBron. It will survive Stephen Curry too. But it will never forget him. Because when the game needed to evolve, the answer didn't come from rule changes or committees. It came from a player standing 30 feet from the basket, pulling up without hesitation, and turning away before the ball ever touched the net. That isn't arrogance, that's certainty. And certainty, once proven, becomes history. If you agree, leave a like. If you disagree, drop your take in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into basketball's